Back in 2002, Marvel's famed wall crawler made his big screen debut in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which kicked off a film franchise that's seen multiple reboots as well as new Peter Parkers. But not all of Spidey's subsequent cinematic adventures have been created equal, so we're swinging in to rank all his films thus far. While The Amazing Spider-Man 2 largely balanced the romance, the superheroics, and a slew of new villains pretty well, it also killed the franchise. The film did offer yet another heartfelt performance from Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and brought the death of Gwen Stacy to the screen, but it also got mired in convoluted backstory involving Peter's parents. Despite the massive amount of dough Sam Raimi's trilogy capper brought in at the box office, Spider-Man 3 wasn't as well received as the previous films in the series. It suffered from a sizable cast and a dance number that left some viewers irked. Still, there's some cool stuff in Spidey 3. Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman is fantastic, and the continuing thread of Harry and Peter was an emotional roller coaster that paid off here in context of the previous movies. The Amazing Spider-Man's approach to the franchise reboot left some underwhelmed, considering it's another origin story for the wall crawler. However, Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker was perhaps the most familiar the character's ever been for comic book fans. Cracking lame jokes while he battles the baddies, creating his own web shooters, the works. Coupled with Emma Stone's charming portrayal of Gwen Stacy, audiences were captivated by the romance between the two characters more than they were Spider-Man's battle against the Lizard. If Blade launched the new wave of superhero movies and X-Men made them viable, Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man launched them into the stratosphere. Despite some controversial changes to the Spider-Man mythos, like organic web shooters, fans embraced Raimi's depiction of the wall crawler as he fought his greatest nemesis, Green Goblin. The dynamic between Peter and Norman and Harry is incredibly well played, but more importantly, Peter Parker is identifiable and his origin is handled perfectly. Spidey made his highly anticipated MCU debut in this Team Cap vs. Team Iron Man epic. While Spidey isn't absolutely integral to the movie's plot, actor Tom Holland captures what makes teenage Peter Parker such a sweet, great hero and leaves the audience wanting more. Spider-Man Homecoming is a winning combination of a fun superhero adventure tale with a heartwarming story about a regular kid dealing with some very relatable issues. It's a sweet, witty, briskly paced romp that captures everything that's made Peter Parker and his costumed alter ego such a lovable and enduring character for over half a century. Homecoming is ultimately strongest as a coming-of-age story, a film that wisely knows its greatest responsibility is to its title character, and not necessarily to the great powers he possesses. Upon its release, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 immediately became the new superhero movie by which all others would be judged, a title many would say it holds to this day. Spider-Man 2 pit the web-slinger against Dr. Octopus, who was given his own emotional journey from Peter's mentor to supervillain. The movie encompasses Spider-Man in a way no other Spidey movie has been able to, showing the character's true struggle with being a hero and being a man, inspiring hope in the city and sacrificing his own happiness. It's a complex journey for every single character involved, and Raimi balances it all with utterly thrilling action sequences like the aforementioned train fight and the great climactic battle with Doc Ock. But Spider-Man 2 also has great moments of levity that is a staple for the Spider-Man world. From any point of view, as a Spider-Man fan, as a filmmaking enthusiast, a hopeless romantic, Spider-Man 2 delivers on every level. Thanks for watching, and for more on Spider-Man, make sure to check out our Homecoming review or see if Tom Holland can tell the difference between Spider-Man villains and wrestlers, and make sure to like and subscribe to IGN on all your favorite platforms.